Good afternoon. Honorable Mahasangha, honorable guests, dear delegates, sisters and brothers in the Dhamma. I want to thank the organizing committee of the 16th United Nations Day of Vesak Celebration 2019 for inviting me to participate in this significant event from different parts of the world that many delegates are coming and also going to discuss the theme mindfulness, concepts, and application. I hope that we will all share the experience and understanding of how Buddhists can collaborate to promote the teachings of the Buddha. We have emphasized the importance of mindfulness. We all know that in theory, that mindfulness is very important. Life-related issues can be talked beautifully, but when it comes to practice, we can see how difficult action is and how mindful we are. We can say that today we live in a civilized and developed society, but we know that there are many problems in society. Development of material things has not made civilized human beings happy or improved. If people are trained to be mindful, then many disasters can be avoided or at least minimized. A developed mind can see the causes and effects. How can we put our understanding into practice to avoid consequences? As we are talking about mindfulness today, let me share some thoughts about mindfulness and mindful consumption from my experience. Like some of you, I am also a person with an average amount of stuff and probably use few of the things that I have. Most of the things I do not use, and even I do not know what I have. I believe some of you are also the same. You collect a lot of stuff and think they are useful. Few years ago, I have started to change the habit of buying, especially buying gifts. Some of you know that I often participate in conferences like this. Have you ever seen that I present a gift? You may think I am strange. I stopped buying things if I do not really want or do not need to use them soon. Sometimes I see things are cheap or have their prices reduced and may be useful. We make good reasons like this to buy stuff. Then how did I do that? Stopping. I thought once, twice, and many times to convince myself that do I really need it? Do I really need to do that? I tried to make up my mind by negotiating by myself to develop some understanding of the need of that stuff. Buying stuff is much easier today than ever before. People do not have to think a lot, or they don't have to make much effort to get many things. You just need access to the internet and a credit card. And then we can buy things without paying much attention to try to make oneself happy or make someone happy. But most of the time, we are not satisfied with what we have got. So there is friction between this buying habit, social media, convenience, ignorance, and consumption. Just think that when you go to a shopping mall, most probably you may do after today or this afternoon, Without any idea what to buy, you will be motivated by busy buyers, advertising such as 30% off, buy two, get one free, and stuff like that. But if you know what you are really looking for and stay focused yourself, you may not get distracted and buy something else that you may not need. Here I am talking about mindfulness and mindful consumption. We have to understand how buying habits and mindful consumption impact the environment, life burdens, etc. When I say life burdens, you see, in many societies, we can see because of these cheap products that we consume here or in somewhere in those developed cities or countries, that in some poor areas, they have to suffer a lot. Those people have to suffer a lot, or they will abuse a lot of children and then poor people to make those cheap products. It's not easy to be mindful in this busy consumer age. Mindless consumption has become a disease. It pollutes the environment and creates social burdens. Think about the cheap stuff you consume every day. They are made in somewhere that pollutes the environment, use cheap labor, and create social imbalance. Mindless consumption creates long-term effects of environment, health of workers, and so on. It is our common responsibility to think before we act. Buddhist teaching can be used to reduce or eliminate the disease of mindless consumption. By developing mindfulness of buying and consumption, we can train ourselves to reduce suffering. Having less stuff and finding contentment, we can talk about sustainability. Otherwise, sustainability is just talk only. By saving time, money, and energy, we can live a mindful, healthy life. Rather than talking about how great mindfulness is, let us try to find ways and means together to act mindfully for benefit of all. I wish you good health, and thank you very much.